Hi guys, we're back again with another Kiwi design accessory for the Quest 3. This is their prestigious battery head strap for the Quest 3, which takes the very successful and very comfortable head strap for the Quest 2, adds some additional features for their upcoming stand, and hopefully solves the common issue of battery running out on the Quest 3. It has a 6,400 mAh battery in it, running at 3.85 volts. It can allow up to 15 watts of charging from a USB adapter or 10 watts through their charging stand via magnetic charging. And it also has 15 watts of charging output. So I think it needs to be at least 30 or 15 watts. So we'll see how well that fares with the Quest 3 charging whilst you game. Okay, so let's check out what's inside the box. Okay, in the box you get a short little card on the inside of the lid to tell you how things all get put together. And inside the box you get the user manual to tell you how to install it. You get a small little cable management clip that we've seen on the Quest 2 version. We have a rear head pad, which is also padded, as well as a top padded strap. We have the main meat and potatoes of the head strap itself with the battery compartment all in one, USB charging there at the bottom, 4 indicator lights on its current charging state, a nice smooth rotating dial at the back with ratchet. Again, it's also hinged, which is nice to see as well, and it locks down in place. You've got the power cable with magnetic charging for its charging stand, as well as power directly into the Quest 3 itself. And then finally you get a nice, quite large sized cleaning cloth with Kiwi design branding on the corner there. So let's get this installed onto our Quest 3. First we need to install the rear pad. So the left hand side is going to be the one with the power cord on it. So, and you've got a left tab on the side of the back headrest there. So we're going to align those together and push that on. And the same on the other side. That all snaps in place. Nice big rear pad there. Probably bigger than the official stock one, ever so slightly. But the big thing is you've got some nice padding at the back of your head there. Next we need to take our facial interface off the Quest 3. So we need to take that part off to get access to the head part at the front. But first of all we need to clip on the sides of the strap. Slight different color change there. It's not the perfect color to match the Quest 3. We bring on the bottom side first and snap that on. That was a bit harder, that side. And then we feed through the top head strap through the interface loop. Would have been nice if that was didn't have any rivets on it, so it was easier to pass through, because some straps do offer that and it's a lot easier to feed it through, but that wasn't too bad. So we're going to loosely attach that to the top there, and then we're going to come back on with our facial interface. That's all now attached. And sadly, there's no option to turn the power on or off. There's no secondary buttons or anything on the bottom side to allow you to turn the power on and off from the battery strap. So as soon as that's plugged in, it's going to start charging the Quest 3. Let's see if it's got any power. Yep, 75% charged at the moment. So that means you can crack on and start gaming with it straight away. And the Quest 3 is already charging there already with its LED indicator there. So as you can see, this has a magnetic charging pin on the underside that is basically passed through power to both charge the battery and the Quest 3. And I'll cut to me placing this on their stand so you can see how that works. Pretty straightforward, and if you've got their stand as well, then you've got a nice seamless way to have endless charge for your Quest 3. So that's a really nice combination that they've done there with their own charging stand. So adjustment is done by doing at the back. You can push that in for fast attachment once you've actually done it, and you can put this on in a number of ways, but the way I like to do it is basically getting that hinged upwards. So you've got the hinge point there, it won't go any further that way. Counterbalance is still a bit top heavy on the side, which means that battery isn't that heavy at the back, which is a good and a bad thing. I have to come to about there to get perfect balance, so we'll see how that fares once it's on our head. But basically hinge it upwards, put it on your face, bring that back down. I'm gonna have to loosen this slightly, so make sure that my head is fully in there. Then I'm gonna bring that in at the back. I'm feeling more the top pad than the bottom pad. So this basically is probably sitting a little bit too low. So now I've got that on my face, but now I'm gonna need to tighten this back up. So that is now cradling the top of my head, and that pad is now on the full back part of my head there. So like the Quest 2 version, it's really nice and comfortable. You've got this top padded strap, you've got the thickness back part of the rear pad, and let's just see what the counterbalance is like. If we just make this super loose, you can see it's very top heavy still at the front. So the battery's not doing that much counterbalancing, unfortunately. But on the plus side, there's less weight as well. This is probably not doing a lot of keeping out of the way. You could probably catch that with your hand. So this is where the little cable management clip comes into play. And we rock that open on the side. It's hinged on one side. We pass it through one of these. I'm going to pass it through the lower one and snap that into place. And there's no right or wrong way of doing this, but I'm going to probably mount it on this side, top end over and bottom end up, and that's going to do some level of cable management. I'm going to make that slightly smaller, bring that over. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either, but it's definitely going to keep it roughly out of alignment. This obviously cable's quite thick, so it's got not much play, and I haven't got a big head, so there's always going to be some part that's going to be quite slack, unfortunately, because this strap will go, that's its full extent, so there is still some slack there. But on your head, there's a little bit less slack going on now, just at the back there, to which you could probably tuck it underneath. It's not too bad then. But overall, you get more supporting from this top pad than you do on the Orbica, I feel. And I think generally the head strap sits a little bit better on your head than Orbica one does. And you've got some level of counterbalance there with the Quest 3 on the top of your head, which is not too bad. And I think generally it's not a bad head strap, as it has been done for the Quest 2 really. But I will play test this a little bit now for a couple of hours, drain the headset, charge it back up, see how long this battery bank takes to recharge back up. I'm not sure if it does do quick charging, if it's just 15 watts. I think it needs to be up to 18, I think it needs to be before it's fast charging. And again, it's a smaller battery than the Orbica as well, I believe.
A few moments later.
Right, so I've had some time with the Kiwi Design battery strap, played a number of games including the new Assassin's Creed Nexus that I picked up on sale over Christmas, and I've also checked out Asgard's Wrath 2, which came free with the 512 gig headset. Both games ran just as well with this battery strap in that it did manage to charge back up. I basically started playing around about 9% on the Quest 3 itself, and then I plugged this in. I basically let it charge up whilst I gamed to see if it basically kept a consistent charge to the Quest 3 without dying on me. Both games did just as well as each other. Assassin's Creed didn't have a problem getting myself back up in percentage whilst I play. Again, it was a little bit slow, but it did not drain lower. It did dip a little bit lower, but then it kicked back in again and it went over the percentage that I started at. The same for Asgard's Wrath 2. It did manage to charge my Quest as I play, at least in the early parts of the game that I've played, so I don't know if it gets more intense CPU wise later on, but from what I saw, it did charge the Quest back up whilst I was playing the game, but it was quite slow, so I do factor that in. But generally my impressions of this strap is still good, although it does charge the Quest 3 back up quite slowly, but the thing is it did charge it back up, so that's the main thing. Comfort is still great with the various bits of padding on the head strap, so that's a good bonus as well. And I found charging it with the stand just a dream as well, to keep the whole thing charged when it's not in use. But one thing I didn't like is that you have no ability to start and stop it, so if you don't want to have this constantly charging your Quest up, which is probably not a good thing, you have to disconnect that cable, and that's flapping about when you're not sort of gaming for the first 2 hours, and then you're basically plugging that back in and then you're back to charging the Quest back up again, and it's totally fine. But it's just that period where you have it not connected. It would have been nicer if they just added a button here to start and stop it. That would have been much more preferred. Other than that, charging the battery back up is pretty rapid, a couple of hours, and it will charge the Quest 3 back up as well as the battery with it all connected through the USB port here. I did have a little bit of an issue where it didn't quite charge the Quest 3 and the battery at the same time, possibly when it's at its lower amount, which is basically mirrors what I had with the Orbica in my other battery strap review. So it seems to be a common issue with the Quest 3 perhaps accepting the charge from the battery strap when it's at its lowest. but disconnecting and reconnecting started to charge the Quest 3 back up, and it started to charge the battery afterwards as well. Not a problem. So that might have just been a little glitch there, and so far in my experience it's a commonality with quite a few other battery straps at the moment as well, so it could just be a software thing. But overall, great head strap, really good. Could have been a little bit more counterbalancing, but it does the job, and I was quite comfortable for at least a number of hours in the headset. So this Kiwi design battery strap for the Quest 3 retails for £46, or the equivalent in your own currency. Right now, at this time of recording, it's 5% off just before Christmas, so it's quite a nice way to get some money value off here. And I will leave links to their direct store down below, and also if I find it, if they're selling it on Amazon, I'll leave you links to that as well down below, so you can learn more about it, support the channel, and buy yourself one of these straps. Overall, a great strap for the Quest 3. Thoroughly recommend. Kiwi design has never really let down. If you do have their charging stand that I also have a review for, that you can make use of this magnetic charging pin here, then that will be a good value add to have this strap as well. If you have their charging station, or if you haven't got a charging station solution yet, that will be a good stand to go with this head strap as well. But overall, doesn't break the bank on its price. Very good price for this particular type of quality of head strap. So if you're looking for a elite style head strap with hinge points and it's battery driven, which it should be, if you're looking for a head strap right now for your Quest 3, then I'll definitely put this on your shortlist. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you found this video helpful. If it has, leave us a like and let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this head strap from Kiwi Design. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.